Just a friendly reminder that this channel would not exist without my patrons. If you love what you see and want tons of rewards, please consider pledging what you can at the link below.
もうオートセーブしかなくてさ。
彼はいつも笑っていた。
いいんだよ。
楽しそうにしていた。そんな彼が気になるようになって。
Glad we're being shown more of what pulled her towards him as a person, rather than it being down to something physical only, meaning that for her it's more than a passing crush, you know? Also nice to see is how she really has been there for her the entire time, helping her along, giving her advice, and just basking in the glow of young love, seemingly. They could have so easily skipped right to the point where she entered, but instead were given extra unseen content from before she arrived. Honestly, the CGI in this one and being used in other new anime is so much better than when I started watching anime nearly 10 years ago. Full time anyway. I watched some 20 plus years ago too. Kinda nice in a way, the first time he's ever spoken to her, game or not. I really felt the power behind that baka. Super long and well done not running on the spot. Also though, him finally reaching the relative safety of the city. Let's go! How he slowly becomes more and more romantic in her memory. The internal set design is both high quality and really nice looking in general here.
変身で使い切っちゃったんですわ。
あのままサードレマから移動できなかったらやばかったぞ。
The most adorable little mana potion drinking rabbit. So much walking through the scene that they didn't have to animate if they didn't want to. They really do deserve so much credit for just never relying on CGI for their monsters. All the time it's hand drawn. All the time! Seeing her so happy does make me quite happy, I can't lie. Good to see how he learns on the fly, having failed this challenge multiple times. I also liked how mid-thought he did a counter out loud. That was cool. That was so good it's getting max wins. To show him running smoothly through them and defending / attacking each one as they came, and then keeping that quality into the distance, amazing stuff. They did the same thing again, but this time it was a beautifully smooth rotating shot amidst all the combat. Take another max wins. Him beating the first round. I'm not sure if his over-the-top or just angry yelling has any diminishing returns as of yet. Whilst I would have liked to have seen each battle play out, it's not the primary focus of the plot here is my guess. From the manga I mean. I'm guessing it's about the level progression. How she's constantly on the verge of calling him dad and keeps correcting herself. That is really sick because it's clearly been done in a different art style to normal. I'm still torn between him being the only one by chance to trigger these events, or if it's something special happening to only him for a reason. Go on then, take one for the ever-building emotion behind his losses to the bird with the poison poop. I really do adore the dedication to fluid animation in this one during its battles, not to mention the dedication to animating as many things as humanly possible by hand. Only the chains look CGI.
ほぼノーモーションでぶっ放してくるねこの槍と。
That right there is what I like to call a continuous motion shot, where the camera never seems to pan or cut away from the action, and so it's one long fluid scene. He only went and followed that up with another one right after. If we're talking about everything great, you gotta include that quick little scene. From the impact sounds to the way the next scene was set up, it's brilliant. When I'm talking about mixing CGI into a scene and doing it well, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, that's flawlessly included. I cannot impress upon you how impressed I am with action scenes like this. A third continuous motion shot, the same scene. Have you gone mad?
いつからだそんな風にひよったのは。クソゲーのやりすぎでメンタルまでクソになりかけてたが。
How he's hyping himself up here. Refusing to give up in the face of such overwhelming odds is an excellent character trait.
疲れてるんだよ俺は。だから。
Loved the slow motion there, plus the added sound effects to really sell it, and he turned it into a makeshift attack. Take one for knocking it away from the chains! I thought it was a stroke of genius to do the final minute of the battle in legit real time. Like, what a clever choice that I'm guessing the author did originally and the animators nailed. On the one hand, I'm annoyed it's not over just yet in spite of the 5 minutes being up, but on the other hand, we're treated to this sight. At first, I thought he's just an NPC, but he really is strong, obviously. Check him out.
なんでそんな驚いてんだよ。
That reaction just had to get one. It's awesome how multiple episodes in, they're still animating people in the cities like this, even if it's just a quick shot of a shop.
はい、よろしいです。
ありがとうございました。
His new getup.
なんだこの装備。そりゃガオンの呪いは隠せるけどさ。
I'm not sure this joke will ever not be funny. She's ready to attack a person yet again.
星への町へ続く戦士万行の樹海窟。
No word of a lie, that's the most beautiful looking sight in the entire anime to this point. My god. The rest of the locations look really interesting too, just showing the size and scale and variety of this game's world.
え？人？
The way that was done with the creepy music and of course his reaction, no idea how she found him again either.
ラビッツの大親分に渡されるなんてどんなレアアイテムが。人参。
Totally gets one for this ending. Just a carrot. His reaction though, kinda adorable.
よくもアシュラ界に泥を塗ってくれたな、お前ら。
Sid from the Eminence in Shadow.
おい、どこに行く？他のメンバーが集まるまで。
悪いけどさ、私も暇じゃないんだよね。
くそ兄貴。
The scene was pretty interesting in that we got to see a fracture in their guild already forming because she wants to fight the unique monster and he wants them doing anything but that.
たった一人の単なる NPC のためにここまで体を張るとはね。
I can only assume by this that she intends to continue trying to find our main character and his NPC companion, which certainly makes things more interesting moving forwards. Also at the same time finding out more why she wants to fight the unique monsters, and there's clearly a nice building backstory behind that as well.
やばいぞエムル、逃げるぞ。
Not sure which is more funny, her trying to sneak towards him in that giant armor, or him freaking out again like this. I do love his voice when he does that. Animating a whole bunch of characters all moving within one scene.
そうか。
So very much animated running though.
一度でも見失えば 間違ったもんの前で待っていてくれる。
Brilliant choice of music for this chase scene too. Really got the blood pumping and aided in that uniqueness I often find whilst watching this one.
格段成功だ。
She caught up to him! Totally unexpected!
まさかこいつただの脳筋ゲーム配信じゃないのか。
That made me laugh. Far harder than they probably ever thought it would. So good. Just a friend request.
それを超えてみせる。
After all of this, I'm just over here really glad that he accepted it and maybe something can slowly build between them.
手伝う。やはり俺に恩を売っておいて程よいところで情報を聞き出すつもりなのか。
These are actually some of the misunderstandings that I personally don't mind too much of, as long as it's not super long lasting and keeps happening. It's fine, I think.
では攻略頑張ってください。
Nice of her as well, even when rejected, to simply react in a positive way like this. Staying upbeat says a lot about her.
アタック俺だ。こっちは後回しだな。
How her presence alone is enough to make them turn tail and run away, also doing so not on the spot. Well, that was insanely adorable.
ここはまさに名前の通りだな。
Is it just me, or is that not insanely lovely? That music! And the sights a little too. Totally reminded me of Xenoblade 2.
もらった。お。
That didn't quite go how I thought it would. Colour me genuinely shocked. Go right on ahead and help yourself to another win with sights like this.
その針をものともしないクワッドビートル。勝利の女神は一体どちらに微笑むのか。
Doing running commentary on the battle between the bees and the stag beetle.
大きな虫ですわ。
なんだそりゃ。
Her best attempt at trying to do some commentary alongside him.
Yes!
I do like how drops in the game are so similar to many RPGs I've played over the years. Okay, I swear, it's the last one for a while, but I just can't ignore that and pretend it's not stunning looking back there.
だが彼女はひとたびシャンフロにログインするとプレイヤーキラーと化すのである。
Finding out that this is her in the game. Art style change and the reaction in general.
さて、入ったな。行こう。
切り替え早いですわ。
This little exchange between them just got to me for some reason.
敵は雲だ。上に向かえば向かう。
Could have just had him running directly up there, but my god, adding in the hopping over the webs animation makes it even better. The very clever way in which he beats the boss, and at this point in time it's becoming more and more clear that his approach to tackling these things is definitely working as a whole.
到底リュカオンには届かないよな。
Whilst, so far anyway, it's not exactly massively deep, I can still respect that he's certainly overcoming his past and hurdles laid out before him as shown here. Beating the boss without taking any damage at all, and that end skid to boot.
ボス戦はソロ難易度高いって聞いた割に肩透かしだし。
This new, I think anyway, character being introduced, which links to our main boy as well, and clearly he's good at the game too.
フレンドになれたんだ。よかったね。
はい、思い切って申請したら受けてくれて。
How these two are still talking about the whole thing and the new things that have happened recently. Also nice is how she's still running into him in the real world too, so not everything is happening just in the game. New updates come into the game means new stuff for us to see him going through. Hype!
墓守のウェザエモンの討伐を3人でやらない？
Wow, What now? You totally caught me off guard with that one. I had wondered what she'd want to speak to them about, and it turns out this was it. The first time they're talking outside of the game. Normally this wouldn't be a big deal, but in this one it really is.
去年同じクラスだった同級生の
The facial reactions are legit next level for comedy.
そうだサイガさんだ
Massive credit to him for actually getting it right. I figured he wouldn't, but that was so much better than the alternative. But also how he yells it out.
フレンドにせかされちゃったからこれで
To be honest, I'm quite happy with the interaction she got from him.
それじゃあまた
That running away looking so damn funny.
ドキドキした。
Bless her freaking heart.
せっかくだしサイガさんのプレイヤーネーム聞いとけばよかったな
Nice that he's also thinking about her and their talk afterwards.
ようですわ、三楽さん。
エムル近い
I figured they'd do a cliche whoa as he wakes up. Instead, he acts the exact opposite. Big fan of that. Big fan.
実は2週間後にさ墓守のウェザエモンってのに喧嘩を売ることになってな
お父ちゃんに知らせてきますわ。
おい
At least her reaction, without saying anything yet, tells us that what he's about to do is a seriously big deal.
シャンフロでは NPC は死んだ復活しないから
Genuinely great and unexpected plot twist.
どちらも悲鳴を聞くでしょう黄色い悲鳴と違って PK で聞くのは断末魔だけどね
This ending to the episode where, to be fair, we learnt quite a bit about her.
そう言ってのけたキャツに力を貸してやるのが仁義ってもんだと俺は思うんです
That was actually a pretty badass moment there from him. Some legit background being given to these unique monsters.
おうビーラックいるか
ああなんじゃ親父
Rico from Made in Abyss. Excellent choice of music to go along with this scene. It adds so much power and emotion behind it.
魔法陣撃つたびに浮かび上がっては武器に吸い込まれていく
That really does look so damn cool though, doesn't it?
火花は生まれ闇が
Take Max wins there. I'd have shown more, but it'll be very copyright protected being a song, but his singing voice was actually quite lovely, and the scene was amazingly well done, I thought.
渡月上限そして渡月下限
His new blade's looking really sick.
1レベル上がるごとに5ポイントだからレベル50まで装備不可
Shouldn't laugh, but his voice tips me over the edge every time. He can't use them yet.
アンデッドなら納得できる点が
なんか攻略に使えそうか
So cute how she's being carried around the back of his neck like that. The very height of adorable.
はて流行の最先端です
約1名ごまかせてるし
Such a stupid joke, but that's right up my street, that is. She says, do you think you're fooling anyone? The other one says, what are you talking about?
三楽さん
装備が喋ってるんだけど喋ったよね
The over-the-top reactions in this one are actually one of my favourite things about the whole show. Good quality long-distance animation there. Also though, this goes back to an earlier win where I talked about this gaming world being very unique in that it includes a beautiful looking forest, cities, but also this.
レベル 25
あらまだ20代でいらっしゃったの若い
For reasons just like this and many others, he remains one of the best things about this entire anime.
たとえレベルが低くても
Rotating shot like it's no biggie.
レベルカウンター
Might not have had the sound effects, but the visuals were top notch. A whole bunch of animating them moving through the scenes when they really didn't have to. Many other studios would have opted to merely do a zoomed in shot on their faces or whatever.
三楽さんでっかいヘビですわ
That was beautifully done. What an incredible mixture of CGI with hand-done animation to great effect with the slow-mo action added too.
その名もエンパイア B ツイン。
かっこいいですわ。エンパイア B クイーンの素材を用いた双剣。
Get more awesomely unique-looking weapons?
てかこれからも出てくるであろうウサギたちの好感度管理をしなければならないかと思うと。
Him worrying so much about potentially having to manage affection levels with all of the different rabbits he keeps meeting in this place. Oh heck yes! I didn't think the battles could be much more fun, but they managed it by adding in a new party member.
いいね、しっかり弱点部位になってる。
Cool as well how they're building the game's abilities for the player over time, such as the new tool they're using to slowly weaken this foe, the corrosion effect.
もしかしてだけどサブジョブとかギルドも知らない。
When he finds out that he's been playing the game the really hard way the whole time because he missed out on a bunch of info from the start of the game.
おお、レベル42と40。
That's a pretty huge jump from where he was, and I think they can take a win for hyping me up with him getting so close to level 50 and those new blades of his.
チュートリアルして。わかったわかった、言わない言わない。
Literally the best reaction in terms of how it was animated of him in the entire show to date. Pure and simple, thought that view was stunning. Another stupidly great looking view of that forest.
そして彼らは見た。
Sudden and totally unexpected art style change.
それでもアニマリア探検隊の捜索は終わらない。
The team going all JoJo. Just a reminder that if you loved this video, helping out by pledging on Patreon is a massive help. Link is below. Check it out for huge rewards. Darth Weirdo, Fiji, Mal Yao, Mushwin, Nick Wyndham, The Elementator Wars, Christopher Willis, Emmanuel Gonzalez, Fancy Turtle, Kepon, Mini Masher, Marquez, Nozomi, Allkeeper, Otopodenisi, Steelers, The Epic Commander, Bird Without a Word, Brandon Crea, Brian Bayot, Cameron, Commander Cyrus, David Meyer Olmos, Devico, Doggos for Life, Dragonstorm 35, Guru, James Tafoya, Yor Evanson, Kevin Elston, Cumfroy, Nightly Winter, Peter Milligan, Robin Jackson, Ruby Rose, Setoki Ari, Zion 44, Sean, Starkip, Tiger Lily Warrior, Ajoka, Alexander Schwartz, Ali 50, Amadillo, Anador, Brainless Ben, Cecilia, Cedric, Cloud Garden, Dante Soul, Dante's Face, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Donald Newburn, Dragon Defender, Drake's Daughter, Iso, Francie, Furious Mo, Garrett Vermeesh, Hope for Those Ritter, Isel Caldera, Joker Rims, Jason Davies, John, Juffer 6263, Kai Wolfspring, Kellock, Kevin Alter, Kevin 102, Knuckle Duster, Tony Niemeyer, Kai 158, Carl Jones, Laxor, Laxus, Liam Gagati, Lifty, Lionel Schultz, Luis Minito, Marvin, Mason Stelfer, Michael Lewis, Niran Adjan, Motivirum, Mr. Firecool, Natsu Dragneel, Nick Monaco, Nick Pell, Nuvagown, 1928, Oberon Quartz, Ollie the Mighty, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Onks Khalif, Oscar I. Lopez, Owen Haloran, Q Flash, Chris Harris, Rimuru, Rodiz, Ryan DeVeries, Sadaholic, Sakomi Arum, Sarcastic Truth, Shadow Cleanser, Snowy, Stan, Storm 970, TRS, The Danish Muggle, Thrasher 340, Vernon Hogan, Wacky Normal, Will Sass, Willy Man.